What's going on, YouTube? It's your girl DeeDee. Welcome or welcome back to the channel. So I am back with another video for you guys. Now, in this particular clip, this is an older woman who is getting dragged across social media about her pretty privilege rant. I want to know your thoughts on this. Make sure you chime in the comments below. I want to hear what you guys have to say. Comment, like, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Hit that bell to be notified when I upload new content. Let's go ahead and get into it. Here we go.
Pretty privilege is real. It is. I said this. It's real. I have seen people gravitate towards me, and then all of a sudden, like, compliment me on my eyes, my skin color, my hair, whatever. Right? So it's real. People do actually, I guess, treat me differently because of it. Now, because of it, the different treatment is not always good. Okay? Sometimes the treatment is negative and it's bad. So because of the color of my skin, because of the color of my eyes, because of my hair texture, I get hated on. So I'm gonna need you people who hate on people who are pretty to at least take into consideration that we getting it out here. Like, we already getting it. We don't need it from you as well. Like, for real, like, give us a break. I mean, be mad at moms and dad. Huh? We didn't do it. We didn't ask to be put here to look like this, okay? Whatever we was mixed up with, it's here, and we didn't have anything to do with it. So I was in a public spot a few weeks ago, and there was a gentleman who was talking to me more than he was talking to the other ladies in the room.
Now, before she finish her story, remember where she stopped. She met a gentleman who was talking to her more than the other women, right? But let's talk about this pretty privilege thing. I hear a lot of women talk about this, and of course, people were going in on this lady. Listen, I don't think that she's a bad-looking woman, but why are women who are older even addressing pretty privilege? When I see women who are addressing it or complaining about it, it honestly don't be the most pretty women. I'm just saying. And we see attractive people all across the board. A lot of times the women who are complaining about the pretty privilege is why people are going off, because they're like, wait a minute, this is reserved for the women who are actually super attractive. In this case, I think this is what people were calling out as well. And I'm like, maybe when she was younger, because I do see the skin color in her eyes. But another thing, and people were saying that she was colorist. Another thing I think that is too, people get it misconstrued. People a lot of times think that if you are light skinned, or if you have, curly texture of hair, or you have, this light complexion or light eyes or whatever, that automatically equates to you being a beautiful woman. And I just don't agree with that. I don't think that your skin color should have anything to do with your beauty. Beauty is a mixture of your facial type. Usually people who have a certain facial structure, your eyes, the shape of your eyes, or the high cheekbones, or certain elements of your face, square jawlines or narrow face. There are certain things that will be considered aesthetically beautiful when it comes to your facial structure, as opposed to people thinking that it's the color of your skin or the color of your eyes. Anything light skin, curly hair, light eyes, people like to associate that with being beautiful. And I think there are a lot of men now. I wouldn't think that it's all men, but there are a lot of men who subscribe to that, who are attracted to that as well. But it doesn't mean automatically because you are light skinned that you are a beautiful woman. I'm just saying, it just does not work like that. But I understand how those particular women get, how they're, being looked at, and why certain men are attracted to them, because they just look at light skin, curly hair, light eyes, and automatically they go for that. But there are a lot of light skinned women that are not actually attractive, the super attractive women aesthetically. There are a lot of dark skinned women who are beautiful. When I tell you beautiful skin, beautiful bone structure, beautiful eyes, lips, all of that, just beautiful, gorgeous. But sometimes that's looked over because they're dark skinned. The features aren't always looked at as beautiful. And the lighter skinned women who actually don't have all of those features, and who are actually not all that, the top echelon of the beautiful women are the ones who get that credit. And so I think this is why some people were saying she's colorist, because, and why women who are light skinned and look like that. And I think she's saying she's biracial. That's why they think that they're the pick of the litter, because there are men who go after those types of women and assume that look at these women as the most beautiful women when, because of those things. So, and I think that's what that kind of caters to how a lot of these women see themselves. And the truth of the matter is, once again, your skin color does not make you beautiful. It's not about your skin color. It's not about your eyes. It's about your facial features. There's some people who look like fish. Eyes are big, mouth are big, nose big, or, and they light skinned, but they're not really aesthetically pretty. Like, I'm just saying, I'm not calling them, I'm just saying by standards, of other people looking, you could have, big features and round faces and or whatever, and you just have, you look like your daddy, and your daddy wasn't that cute, and you got his whole face, because girls usually have the daddy's face, and you just light skinned. But they will assume that they have pretty privilege because somebody will treat them as such because of their light skin. You know what I'm saying? That's where I think the colorist comments were coming in. I'm not saying that this woman is ugly at all. I'm just saying she's an older woman. And if that's her experience, that's her experience. I'm not trying to take that away, but I'm just addressing the backlash, that people saying basically, oh my God, this pretty privilege shouldn't, apply to you because we don't see it. So people are saying they don't see it. But let's continue.
And ever since then, those ladies have been treating me like shit. And it wasn't my fault. He was just talking to me. I mean, probably because I was confident enough to speak back to him. I don't know. But they was hating. And they've been treating me like ever since. So y'all, be kind. Be kind to us pretty girls. We out here struggling.
So once again, I always say beauty is subjective. And I tend to believe, that you should leave that to the men. The men are the ones, you should be, look, I will say, as a woman, you should be confident within yourself. Love yourself for sure. Don't let what other people think of you determine your worth and how you feel about yourself, because you don't need to do that. But what I'm saying is, as far as going around talking about pretty privilege and, there was this one video of that woman saying she don't like ugly people, and they looking at her like, and I haven't seen her back on the internet since. And they're like, girl, how you don't like ugly people? You ain't looking at yourself. So sometimes people are delusional to a degree, but they could also get that experience, and that's why they feel the way they feel or talk the way they talk, because somebody is, treating them like that, But everybody is not going to see you the way you see yourself. And not everybody's going to deem you beautiful, even if you think you are. Everybody doesn't, see you the same way. But I will say, a lot of times, every time I see these videos of women talking about pretty privilege, I do a little side eye, I ain't gonna lie, because I'm like, oh, okay, all right. Are these really your experiences, or are you telling yourself that? Is this how you feel about yourself? Do you think that you're so pretty and you're having these issues because of that? Or is it because of other reasons? I don't know. But baby, they was definitely going in on this lady's video. So baby, I just wanted to address it. Let me know. I definitely want to hear your thoughts about this video. Chime in the comments below. Comment, like, subscribe if you haven't already. Turn on that notification bell, you guys. And I will see you in the next one. Bye.